destroyed it.
Completely. Like,
Destroyed the shit out of it. And they were saying that possibly the aliens detonated a nuke that they had or something that was on its way to go fucking ruin shit.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, I kind of mentioned the rocket that was being tested that got blown up.
I just came up with something.
Let's hear it.
What if different alien species are working with different parts of the world? Like, what if the Soviet Union and like the Russians and Chinese are working with like the reptilians, and we're working with like the, would you say that they were the intermedians?
Yeah, well, I feel like ours could be, it's really 20%.
Because
20% chance of...
everywhere that I've read says that every alien species out there that we've ever come in contact with is far more superior, and if they wanted us gone, we wouldn't be fucking here.
Yeah. Well,
they are watching us. They want us to succeed.
I feel like...
and if they don't, they have someone else in their way.
So, think of it this way. What if, in kind of a way, monks are right about going on to another being? What if the beings are the 5 species of aliens? Depending on how much of an asshole
well,
you
what
are in your life.
if we are so young in the species?
Exactly.
There are hundreds of different species like us that are young and up and coming, but are very intelligent already. But you have people, you have the aliens that are like the reptilians and the Armenians or whatever you call them.
Yeah, the intermediates.
That are literally manipulating and controlling everything to their favor.
There have been speculations about this.
And what if those two are at war right now? And everything they do is a manipulation of each other.
They have always said that these two have been at war, the reptilians and the Andromedians, because the reptilians want to cause harm to us, and the Andromedians want to stop.
Build.
Exactly. And
that's where I'm at. If I was a smart alien, that's what I would do. Build.
And I feel like maybe the Greys and the Anukai, I haven't even talked about them yet. I did talk a little bit about them, but they came here to mine our gold. What? What? Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, I gotta pee.
Alright. I gotta make sure this thing's still recording and doing good. Yeah, we're at 48 minutes. Sorry, everybody. I'm not going to cut this out. You guys get to see behind the scenes and everything in betweens.
Everything in between.
Garrett's got to pee. I'm going to talk to you while he's gone.
Yeah.
There have been 100,000 UFO sightings, or 100,000 plus UFO sightings in the last 100 years that have been recorded. Think about all the UFO sightings that haven't been recorded. And I have heard a couple UFO sightings, statements, or whatever you want to call them, that give me the heebie-jeebie chills. I mean, my buddy told me this story that him and his dad were out camping once, and they heard it before they saw it. They heard like an engine, like a humming. And my buddy said he looked at his dad, and his dad said, "Look up." And they both saw this light up in the sky. And right when they noticed it, it started getting bigger. And he was like, after a couple seconds, he noticed that it wasn't just getting bigger, it was getting closer. It was coming towards them. And he said by the time it stopped coming close to them, it was so bright, and it was nighttime, mind you. It was so bright that everything around them was so illuminated that it was almost bright to look at. I mean, Was that like a UFO that was about to abduct them and then decided no? And then why did they decide no? That one gave me the chills. It still gives me the chills just thinking about it. They talk about all those sightings in the desert. Why does it always happen in the desert? Why is Area 51 in the desert? It just doesn't make sense to me. Something about the desert. The heat is just right for the aliens or something. I don't know. But it gets cold there at night. I don't know. I'm not sure. If you guys didn't notice, we drywalled, or we mudded, textured, and painted too. The studio's coming along great. Next video you see, we'll hopefully have some paint on, the actual paint, and maybe even a floor. Who knows? Welcome back.
Yes.
So I was talking about this. There's been 100,000 sightings in the last 100 years. That's just it's been reported.
So around 1,000, averaging 1,000 a year.
More, yeah. That's just been reported that it was such an epic event that they had to call it in.
Okay.
I was telling him about our buddy's alien incident with his dad, where the light came down on him, shined everything around him, and then left.
Crazy. It's all a bunch of craziness.
It is all a bunch of craziness. Hey, what do you think about aliens possibly attacking or manipulating our cyber world?
Well, I recently watched a video on this guy who was Skyping one of his friends, and all of a sudden a third-party user came in, and he's like, "Who the fuck is this? You know, like, who is that?" And it didn't have like a person, like it didn't have a profile picture, didn't have a name to it or nothing. It just said user something, and in a weird occurrence, the camera turned on to the person, the fucking random person who came to the chat room. Their video turned on, and it was a gray, one of the grays, short, big head, black eyes, and that right there just shows that they can manipulate. Well, if you think about it, our satellites contain almost all of our information.
Well, and think about their hacking ability.
Well, yeah, if we can hack crazy stuff, imagine what they can do.
Yeah, we're fucking half the.
Yeah, we're not even half.
Yeah, we're a percentage of what they're hacking.
Maybe like a 1%.
Yeah.
And I'm highballing us.
Yeah, highballing the shit out of us.
It might be 0.01%. Like
that guy put it on a scale. I was reading an article. He put it on an intelligence scale as far as beings that he thought, like an alien intelligence scale. And he was saying that the highest was a 4, and the one being like in touch with nature, almost telepathic, and then the fourth one was telepathic. Like you can literally get in touch with your surroundings, and you can control things. And he was saying humans on this planet, our most sophisticated humans, are like a 0.7. He was saying that there is an alien species out there that travels to Earth on a regular basis that is like a 3.8. And
I feel like that.
Dude,
out of all this,
you think they could control people?
Well, anything that can do anything telepathically, as far as we know, can manipulate almost anything.
I don't want to go religious with this, but like, is that what all these fucking people think a ghost is? It's really just an alien that's so sophisticated and telekinesis, that they can control anything.
And they can control like their own body.
No, they can control anything. Like God I can fucking move that or control it or turn it into whatever the fuck I want.
That's a whole nother ballgame there.
God. But what if it's like an actual being?
Yeah, kind of
Like what if it's actually real?
Yeah.
And it's out there.
It would be kind of crazy to experience that. Like, say,
Like a complete mind control
yeah,
almost.
that's a total mind fuck. Trying to think of more to go with that, dude. It's crazy because, like, if you think about it.
Think of all the dumb, irrational, sporadic things that have happened over the years. What if it was someone controlling someone? And what if it's these reptilians that can shapeshift?
Yeah, it's not controlling anyone.
What if they're high enough on that scale that they have kind of figured out telekinesis and control?
Well, obviously, if they have other powers besides shapeshifting.
I mean, that is just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
What if you could shapeshift into some lion and communicate with other lions just immediately?
Yeah, and all of a sudden become their alpha.
Yeah.
And we fucking villages up.
Trump's a fucking alien.
Well, yeah, what if Trump's an alien? What if
Trump and Hillary were both aliens.
it is? Well, Hillary really looks like an alien.
I mean, she looks like one. They both look very similar, though. They could have been brother and sister. Dude, what? How do you explain all the massive constructions that were done thousands of years ago, where there was no tools, like Easter Island, the NASA line, the Nassau lines, the Stonehenge, the Sahumen, however you said that.
They proved. I tell you, they proved one to be in. It could have been done like this.
They proved that they could lift the ones on Easter Island. They didn't prove anything else on
They
it.
can walk
Well, how did they get there, though?
Well,
That's the main thing. How did they get there?
Yeah. The only thing that they debunked was
They
humans
were-
can move them.
They were saying that,
we can walk them. That's how they got their nickname, was the walking heads of Easter Island.
but the religious theory around the Stonehenge is that there was a man there that was provided by the sea and the gods, and carved, formed all those heads by himself. There's 900 of them.
Spread out across
On the island.
Yeah, spread out across the island.
And they're saying something about majority of them are not native to the island. Like, you find small rocks on the island and they're not the same rock.
It's crazy.
And then the Nassau lines, how the fuck did those get there? My theory. Well, there is no theory for it, how it happened rationally. No one knows. The pictures in the desert that you can only see from the sky, the spider and the hummingbird, and they're so massive and they're so perfect. A person or there's no way you could have done that.
Yeah,
And
there hasn't been very many sightings.
There's 37 of the pictures, though. There's 37 different animals in the desert, on the Nassau lines.
Yeah.
You want to hear
There was one recent in the past, like 5 years.
You want to hear my theory, though? They did that during the Native American times, just recently.
What?
Well, like, you know how we have, like, Native Americans in America?
Yeah.
So, no one really knows how far back the Native Americans were here because we killed them all.
Yeah, and enslaved them and other stuff.
Yeah. But that's my theory. Because that's kind of along their lines. They were all about the nature, and if it just makes sense, if the aliens would have ever encountered, like, our Native Americans, they would have, fuck, dude. Our Native Americans from this country, the Indians, were the